Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to kind of do an update video for you guys. We are currently out picking up some farm implements today. We just bought a rake and a hay bine for our haying adventures this year. So we are picking them up today. My dad's here with his 24-foot trailer and we are figuring out how to load those onto the trailer. It is so cold. Spring is not here yet, and our showers have been snow showers, not rain showers. So we are picking these up, but I wanted to update you on all the cool things going on the farm and show you some of the animals that I haven't introduced you to yet, and just kind of give an update about all the new things going on. So right up here is the hay bine that we purchased. It's a case, older, and we also got that John Deere green up there. That's a new idea, older hay rake. That is ground driven, but we have got to get up on a hillside and get this loaded into the trailer. Alright, we're about to get these loaded, but you guys make sure you stick around to the end because I have other animals I want to show you guys. We got the rabbit and we brought our little boar home, so I want to show you guys our new little kunekune boar as well, so stay tuned. One down and one more to go. We're loading these up into my dad's trailer, which is 24 foot long, so it's kind of a tight squeeze, I think. And we went ahead and backed that one on the rake, and now we're going to try to side load the hay bine because it is pretty wide. So we're hoping to get that side loaded and then fold the tongue in, and then when we get home we're gonna get some help from our neighbor with his skid steer to get them off. So hopefully all goes well. It's gonna be a tight squeeze and I think we're gonna be hanging out the back a little bit, but we're just gonna move the trailer over toward the edge of this hill a little bit closer so we have less of a gap there between the hillside and the trailer, so we can side load this with the tractor. Everything loaded, and we are just making sure everything is secure and tied down, and then we will hit the road. It's about an hour and a half drive back home, but we are hanging over quite a bit, so luckily it's back roads the whole way, so kind of sketchy, kind of scary. Praise the Lord. We made it home safe and sound. We had a huge overhang, man. That front end of that hay bine only folds up so far, so we had that overhang. Luckily it was on the passenger side, so we didn't take out any mailboxes or anything. My dad is amazing. He is such a blessing. I just have the greatest dad, you guys. But now we just have to unload it. Our neighbor's coming over with a skid steer to help us unload it, and hopefully everything goes smoothly.
I don't think I can pick it up with my tractor. Yeah. It's pretty heavy. Yeah, right.
About 30 degrees, and it's now deciding to snow, but thankfully I'm just kind of the cheerleader, and I'm standing over here watching while these guys figure out how they want to unload this. Tommy's doing great. He is really feisty this time of year. He gets ornery, don't you, Sam? He's been pining for the ladies. Dolores is looking like a bag of bones these days now that she's fresh in milk. She instantly dropped a ton of weight. So we are trying to spoil her with lots of pellets to get her weight back up. What, you jealous? But she's doing good. She does not like being milked. We're machine milking her now. We got the surge milker up and running and got a vacuum pump, so we've been machine milking her, and she really hates being milked. We milked her by hand as well. She didn't like that either. She just really does not enjoy being milked, so that's the state of her. Delia's back there laying down. She's due middle of August, or July 12th is when Delia is due, so. Your coat looks nice and curly, Dolores. Okay, so now that we got those taken care of, we can go and check out the cute little animals that we got. Hi, Pearl. All right, so we brought home our little boar maybe a week ago or so. Hey, Pearl. Hey. Oh, Sandy, look at you. Yes, you guys are so silly. Look at you. You're dirty. Like a pig or something. Alright, so if you guys seen my other video, you already met Pearl. She's the oldest, our gilt. And Sandy over here is the younger gilt that we got, and they are half sisters. Huh. Yes, you guys are half sisters. And then this little guy is our new little boar. He is the youngest. But we just brought him home about a week ago, like I said. I think last weekend. And he is a registered kunekune, so we are waiting for his paperwork to come in. They are all double wattled, but he's the only one that is registered at this point. So we will likely eventually look for some registered gilts to add to the herd so that we'd like to sell both registered and unregistered stock. So if people just are looking for a butcher animal, we can sell them just like a pet. And if they are looking for a breeding stock, something registered, something proven to be purebred, then we will have a registered breeding stock as well. So that's kind of what we're thinking right now. But he fits in really nicely. He really took to Pearl. I don't know. He really likes Pearl. So he follows her wherever she goes. Huh, girl. And you're an itchy girl, aren't you? You just like to be rubbed. She loves her belly rubs. so much, don't ya? You're silly. Oh, his name is Squidward. So we got Pearl, Sandy, and Squidward. But we did get their shelter up. I don't think I put that in the last video. When we first got the pigs, they are in this temporary pen, and we are constantly moving the rocks back over to the fence line. So there's two fences though. We've got the kind of, whatever you want to call this, and then behind it is our electric fence. So there's 3 hot wires behind that. But we've been, we stacked all these rocks here to keep them from digging around the edge, but they just pull it away right away. So they haven't escaped or anything so far. But so this kind of little run area that they're in right now is our chicken run, or it has been our chicken run, and we have our rabbits set up over here as well, where we're going to be expanding across the edge of the backside of the barn here. But now that we have the pigs in here, we are keeping the chickens locked up. The poor things, look at them in the window of the coop. They do not like the pigs, and we didn't want to risk that pigs getting into a bad habit, pulling out the chickens' feathers, or potentially hurting them or killing them. So we decided we are keeping them locked up in the coop for now, and we are in the process of building our new pig pasture and chicken pasture area. So basically this is a long rectangle across the backside of our barn, which is about 96 feet long. And it's pretty narrow, maybe 20 foot or so. So what we're going to do is kind of chop this in half, about halfway, but then we're going to bring it up the hill all the way to the next fence line. I don't know if you can see it. Up there you can see that is a gate right there. So we're going to bring it all the way up to that fence right there at the top of the hill where that gate is. Kind of hard to see with the backlight, but all the way up the hill. And so this whole area here is going to be turned into 2 separate pig pens and 1 large bird area for the chickens and such, and the rabbits will remain where they are. But so now, instead of the chicken run kind of going long and skinny across the back of the barn, it's going to be more square and going up the hill over there. So if that makes sense. So then there'll be kind of 2 side-by-side pastures, and then 1 going the lengthwise at the top. So all relatively about the same size. So that way we can have the pigs up here by the barn, or if we want to, we can have them up there. We can move them, or we can separate them, or whatever we want to do. If we want them down here, or whatever. So when we get that done up there, we're going to probably bring this little shelter up to the top pasture, put them up there, and then work on the back side of this barn, because we're wanting to build a lean-to back here and really kind of renovate this area. And we also have to deal with water issues. We need to put up some gutters and things, because this area back here can get flooded sometimes in a heavy rain. So we're trying to fix the landscape and all that to keep the water issue at bay. Our barn gets a little flooded during heavy rain or in the spring. We can't empty it out because the layout of the land, the grading of the land is just not correct. So we need to regrade the ground and stuff a lot, get some gutters back here, all these little things that will help to alleviate the issue of the flooding and water collection at the back of the barn and such. But we just threw this shelter together with leftover materials that we had laying around. We had the ridge cap up in the barn that was left over. They had put that up there when we had moved in, so that was already here up in the rafters of the barn. We had the metal siding on this we had left over from a work project that my husband did, so that was free. And we just have front and back. We've got plywood for now, and that's about it. All of the 2x4s and 2x6 and whatever it's constructed of in there was all just scrap wood that we had around, so it cost us nothing to make. And so yeah, that's what I like. Free is good. But I'll kind of show you over here. We've been working on the landscaping, but the ground's been frozen. You know, it's still wintry here. But So we've been, this area of the pasture, this is right out the edge of the barn. Over here around this corner is where the stalls for the barn are. And we can walk out here, I guess. But, so here's where the cows are in here. So out here is all sand, and it's not the proper layout for the drainage, right drainage. So, and then this is all sand too, and the cows make it worse with walking on it and stuff. And then of course our bull loves to dig and rub and roll around in this. So we've been trying to bring that hill back up and flatten it out. I think I have footage of before when we started. If I do, I'll include that, because it was a huge jump right here. So we've got that smoothed out, tried to bring some of the sand and stuff back up. And then we've got just composted manure and hay, straw, all over to try and alleviate it from being washed out again when it rains and such, because it will just wash right out. It's just sand. So we need to get some ground cover on here and get some grass growing. So we covered it up to keep it in place for now until the ground cover can grow and whatnot, until we can plant some seed and all that. But we did plant a new tree right here. This is a weeping willow. So we planted this weeping willow. Samson! Pretty good sized tree. Paid $34 for it. And yeah, we planted it here because we read that weeping willows are awesome for erosion control. We thought that would be awesome to get its roots spreading around here and keep some of the sand from eroding while we build it up. It also, all the water from that hill will come down and water it. It'll have lots of water and be pretty good to go, I think. So we're hoping that it takes off and does well and thrives right there. But cows are going crazy. It's snowing again. It's really cold. But so that is that. We're also digging a French drain right now, right here. It's hard to see, but we've been digging a drainage trench right there, and it goes down. We had to stop because the bull was getting crazy and didn't like us in there doing that. So he was chasing us out of there, being a real rude bull that day. But so we didn't finish that, but we are going to have that, and then probably another French drain coming right in front of those stalls that we're going to dig out, put some rocks and such in there, put some tubing in there, and fill it all back in, and that'll really help to get the water out of there much quicker, because it does just come right in that door and then goes out, and it can't get out the other door, and so it sits in there, and we have to squeegee it out when it does that. So that's about it for this area. I'm really excited to see the evolution of our pastures, because I don't know how well they were managed in the past, and we're just really excited to increase their fertility and get them growing and manage them better and rearrange the paddocks and the fencing and everything. So it's pretty cool. But the pigs are really, really cool. My kids really like them. My son said they're his favorite farm animal, are these kunekunes. So, and they are really funny, really fun to be around. So hopefully we continue to enjoy them for a long time. And right now they seem pretty happy, but I can't wait to get their new pasture, and they'll have more space, and then the chickens can have their space. So we did free range the chickens a little bit, but we have to be out here with them because the garden is right in front of the coop, and so it's not fenced in, and I don't want them digging in the garden because I have my rows already done up, and I've got garlic in the ground, and I've got all of my cover on there, so I don't want them to get in the garden and mess that up. But yes, Squidward is our new addition to the pig, so he's awesome. He's so cute. But one more update is to our Rabbitry. So we did pick up a New Zealand Doe, or doeling. She's young yet. She's not of breedable age, and it looks like she spilled her water. Right now we don't have electricity run out here, so we can't have our heated water bottles out. So we have been watering them all winter with stainless steel bowls, and then we can just, my son brings out a little, like a 2-gallon pail of warm water, and then he pulls those out, and if he can't get the ice out, he sticks them in the warm water while he gets their food, and then they're thawed out and he can give them fresh water like that. But every now and again they spill their water. Actually the other two have really cool waters. They're connected to the cage, so they can't spill theirs much, but hers is just like a little kitty bowl, because we just bought her and didn't have another one of those bowls. But next year we will have all the heated waters set up for the rabbits, because for the rabbits and the chickens, it gets kind of a pain in the butt to always have to change their water all the time and bring the water in and do that. But I wanted to show you our new bunny. She is a New Zealand. She's a broken color, so she's black and white, spotted looking, and yeah, she is really cute. I don't know exactly how old she is. I can't remember when her birthday was, but we just bought her maybe 3 weeks ago or something. She's fitting in really well. She was pretty scared at first, but she's really come around. One of the kind of responsibilities for our kids on the farm is to get our animals used to human contact, to just love on them and cuddle them and make sure that we're able to handle them, and that they're used to being touched and loved on. So she's really coming around. My son does a lot of it. I'm not sure if my daughter does much of that with the rabbit these days, but my son takes care of the rabbits, and so yeah, that's their responsibility. But let's take a look at her. Name is Jolene. My husband came up with that because Holly was probably going to be singing that song, he thought. So she is going to steal Holly's man. But Holly doesn't really care for Thumper a whole lot. But she is bred. She's due here on the 17th. She's due coming up to kindle her first litter of the year. But I can't wait to see the silver fox and the New Zealand, especially because she's got the broken pattern. I don't know genetically how that works with their colorings. I'm not real familiar with the New Zealand coloring and how that works. But hey, baby girl. She's got some poop in here, but it's kind of frozen to the top of her house. But let's take a look at her. She's really, really sweet. Alright, so this is Jolene. Like I said, I don't remember exactly how old she is, but she's not ready to be bred or anything at this point. But her coloring is just so cute. She likes to hide in that little corner, especially when it's kind of yucky outside. She hides in there. But come here, baby girl. But she's doing well. We don't really have this set up the way it's going to be. This center divider here between the cages is removable, and usually we have this removed, and then our buck gets one whole cage, kind of like Holly. She has the whole run of that entire cage. It's probably right around 5 or 6 foot long and 3 foot deep and about 3 foot high. So usually they have one whole cage like that, but we got her and it was winter, and we're not able to expand on the Rabbitry right now as far as our structures go. So this summer we will be building probably 2 more cages exactly like this, and so that she will have her own cage, and if we get another buck, he can have his own cage. And what we'll do is when Mama needs to be separated from the babies for weaning, we put the divider in, and then the babies get one side and Mama gets the other. Or we could put, it just depends how big the litters are, what we'll do there. But we also have some tractors. My husband built one rabbit tractor last year that we never got to use because it was the end of the season and it was starting to snow. It was in the fall, so we haven't used them yet. But we will also have them going in tractors so they can be down on the ground in the grass and, foraging around and enjoying the grass and stuff as well. But man, she's pretty, and I can't wait to see what kind of coats we come up with this pretty pattern and the colors that they have with our silver fox buck. Because if you've ever seen the silver fox, you know they have that cool fur, when you kind of comb them upward, the fur stands up really neat. It's just pretty, and they're really thick and they feel really different, these rabbits. So, but as you can see, she's doing pretty good. She's a little bit jumpy, but she's doing well. We don't really have a nesting box for her, but we like to have boxes for all of our rabbits, just to get out of the wind and to stay warm and stuff. So I just kind of made this out of a little box, and she likes it, but she prefers to be over in that corner. But yeah, that's about it for her. I'll show you the other two in case you haven't met them. But this is Thumper next door, our little buck. Well, he's a big buck. Hey, buddy. And he is definitely our friendliest bunny. He's a real sweetie. My hands are filthy, sorry, but so Thumper is definitely our sweetest bunny. Aren't you, bud? It's really starting to rain, so I'm gonna have to get out of here. But so for temporarily, they're sharing kind of a split cage. And Holly's still got her huge cage all to herself. She's got a few tiles in there she can stand on. But Holly, like I said, she's due here in a couple weeks. She has been bred to Thumper. And she is hit or miss with her temperament. So it just depends, I think, with her cycle, where she is in her cycle, to whether she is friendly or not. So she actually is super duper friendly after she gives birth. So when she kindles, she is the sweetest, most loving bunny ever. I thought it would be opposite, and she would be real kind of protective and mean and bite, but she'll let us go in there with the babies and check them, and she loves pets and cuddles, and she's just really sweet. And it's typically not during that time when she'll get an attitude change, and she'll get kind of grumpy and doesn't want to be pet and doesn't enjoy being touched, and she'll kind of nip at you a little bit and try to bite you sometimes. But she never likes to be picked up. It's always a pain to pick her up and get her into Thumper's cage. It's kind of, she hates being picked up. But she is a big girl, and she's fluffy and healthy looking. She looks awesome right now. But she is a great mama. We have not lost a single baby. She has done just a great job raising her little ones. So she's a really great mom. She does not like a lot of things, but she so far has been a great mom. All right, but eventually I would like to do some more detailed videos about our rabbitry and the cages and our setup and how we raise our rabbits for meat and things like that. That'll be in the future, probably sometime. But you can see up there on the hill, we've got a few posts, and we're doing wood posts, and we've got the main corner posts are railroad ties. So we have the railroad ties going up in the corners. The rest are going to be wood posts, and they're like right around, they're all a little bit different size, but right around the 4 inch or so diameter. So those, we actually got, our neighbor had his property surveyed a while back, and it turned out his fence was on our property by, I don't know, a ways, 10-20 foot, just in certain spots. And so he had cut the line or whatever and doesn't plan on putting another fence up. And so he said, go ahead and have all the posts. They're already on your land anyways, so you could have the posts. And yeah, so we decided we were going to leave them there and just move them to the property line, because eventually we would like a completely fenced in property, which you need a lot of fence posts to do 40 acres. But we needed to get this pig pasture going, and we are using field fencing for that. And so we thought, let's do a wood fence and see how we like it. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. And then we don't have to buy all the T-posts because we have free wood posts. But oh, you guys, I almost forgot. Let's go check out the baby chickens. So I did not do a video. I was going to, and then I was like, no, because our setup was kind of wonky. We love to brood chickens in the wire dog kennels. They're awesome. But we had to get a different watering system and feeding system. But anyways, we have 21 chicks right now, and they are out in this, which is the old chicken coop. When we first moved here, this was what the chickens were in. So now we have the new chicken coop over there we were just by, and this old chicken coop is now where we are keeping the little chicks for now. But we have 21 chickens, and they are a mix of mostly silver lace Wyandottes and also some blue lace red Wyandottes. We may or may not butcher some of them, but we wanted to buy a surplus of what we actually needed. And yeah, we're going to be phasing those chickens out and phasing these ones in as they start to lay. And we will be in the market for a rooster probably, unless we're lucky and we get a rooster out of these, which is why we kind of bought a few extra, because we thought, well, maybe we'll get lucky and accidentally have a rooster, because they were not straight runs. So, but let's check out these little guys, or girls, I should say. Hello. So, this one here, these ones that are like a light gray, they are actually supposed to be the blue laced red Wyandottes. They're not, I don't know what they're supposed to look like, but they sure don't look very blue or laced currently. I can't remember how old these guys are, but you can see all these ones with the dark black with the silver. They're the silver lace Wyandottes. They are looking super pretty. You guys are so silly. But we did get one straggler. Where are you, Goldie? Right here. Look at her. She is clearly not a silver lace Wyandotte. She, I'm guessing, is a golden lace Wyandotte, and at the breeder must have been mixed in with the others. But we don't mind, I guess, if she is. Oh, she looks like a Wyandotte because she has the rose comb on her head. But some of them do have combs, which these ones here, the blue laced red Wyandottes, have combs. Small ones so far. So we may just butcher them. We're not sure. Oh, don't eat my ring. But they're doing great in here. It's really come in handy having this little shed, the old chicken coop, so we could use it to brood these chicks, and we may or may not use this area to brood some meat birds here coming up. We are in no rush to do meat birds. They grow so quickly, and we still have plenty in the freezer from last year. This year we do want to piece them out so that I can can them instead of just having frozen whole birds, because we don't really eat whole birds or anything all that much. I cook them and then I pull all the meat off the bone. We're not big on the eating whole chickens just whole. So, but yeah, this has been really cool. We've been debating what to do with this little shed ever since we got the new chicken coop. So it's definitely a nice place to brood some chickens. We may use it eventually for, we want to get a couple geese or something that they could live in here, or we're talking about possibly guineas, and this could be a guinea house, and we may or may not relocate it from where it's at right now, but we shall see. It's a nice little coop or whatever, though. Nice little shed. All right. Excuse me, chickens. But I hope that you guys stick around and subscribe and hang out for a while. Leave your comments below. I love reading your comments. And I would like to also say hello. Thank you for subscribing, all of you new subscribers, and all the comments that I've gotten recently. I have really enjoyed reading all of your comments and all of your advice and suggestions. It's been really cool. So thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out to see what we're doing over here. And thanks for supporting the channel. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. So bye-bye.